Hi, this is Sean Hines from Austin Co-working Spaces. I'm here with Vijay Mehra from ATX Factory. Welcome, Vijay.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good. Before we talk about your space, give us an idea about your background a little bit.
Sure. So I started my background in the software space. About 8 years ago, I started my own software company. Did that in the real estate industry. Grew that to a point where I was super comfortable and decided last year to open up my own co-working space after seeing some of the frustrations myself and a lot of other companies had trying to find sort of a turnkey office solution in Austin.
Great, great. Well, you got a great space here, so tell us about kind of the history of this location.
Sure. So this building actually used to be a lighting manufacturing warehouse. And we took it, gutted it, and built out a really cool, unique space for our members here.
Right. Good, good. So in terms of the members, who would you say the space is for? And talk about some of the unique features here.
Yeah, sure. So our members, we have members across the board, from technology to artists to financial services. We don't discriminate in terms of the types of members we have here. Some of the unique features, we've got call booths, we have a yoga studio, we have a really cool bar where folks can have kombucha on tap, cold brew on tap. We also have Japanese sleep style pods, which our members love. They can go pass out after a long meeting. They can go
late night.
Yeah, exactly. If they have a late night and they need a little nap. We also have food trucks on site. They come a couple times a week. Anything from grilled cheeses to barbecue to tacos, and so our members love that as well.
Right. Actually, a unique feature that I like that he didn't actually mention is they have showers here.
Yeah.
So I live 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away, and I'd love to be able to take showers between working out and working. So I think that's a great feature you have here.
Yeah, it seemed pretty natural and seamless when we first thought about it. A lot of our folks want to ride their bikes to work, especially in the summertime when it's super hot. Hopping in the shower in between a meeting or right when they get here made it very easy for them to go right into their work mode from their play mode.
Right. And it seems pretty modern. When did you guys open up?
We opened in September 2016, so just about a few months ago.
Great. Yep. Breaking it in, huh?
Yep, exactly, exactly.
So the users can kind of see the atmosphere here, but go ahead and describe it a little bit and maybe kind of the parts we're missing from this part.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were designing the space, we wanted something super open, but also an area where folks can get really serious. We also wanted to play off the fact that we're in East Austin, we're in an industrial area within the city. And so we wanted to combine a lot of elements of the industrial look, if you notice, a lot of exposed steel, but also soften that up. So we have a lot of areas where we have wood, like the wood undertone in the ceilings, the wood top finish on all the desks. Mm-hmm. And then also on the interior of all of our call pods, they're all uniquely designed. So each one has its own look and theme and vibe. On the other side, kind of the play area where we have our bar, we made that a little bit darker, a little more intimate, little less natural light, although every inch of this building has natural light from some angle. So we built tons of skylights. If you notice, windows carved out through the entire building. Mm-hmm. So we spent a lot of time on that, and of course we left the exposed natural concrete finish on the floor just to kind of, again, give it that industrial look.
Right. Well, I really like it. I mean, that kind of gets into the location, the surroundings. It's industrial, but I think it gets close enough to the city where you don't feel like you're far away. So kind of describe what's in a mile or two from here.
Absolutely. So I guarantee in about 3 years, this will be the heart of Austin. There's so much happening right now. We're about five minutes drive to downtown, about 6-minute drive to the airport. So a lot of folks love this area because not only can you get to downtown without having to deal with all the hassle of parking and trying to find a place to post up, and of course prices for downtown location, but you can also get to the airport, you can also get south, you can go north, all from this area very, very quickly. And in addition, there's a lot of cool things happening around here. We've got some of the best restaurants like Justine's, like Sawyer's, that are within a block away. We also have some really cool bars that are popping up. Some of the hottest breweries are just down the street here. So we're super pumped on location, and we're very bullish on what's to come here.
Good. So in terms of capacity of co-working desks versus private offices, what are some of the numbers there?
Sure. So I think in total, we said we will fill to about 150 members total. So that allows us to have quite a community. We've got a lot of people that can contribute to the vibe here and help us curate an experience without it being super overwhelming, like some of the other co-working spaces here that get really noisy and a lot of the community managers won't know their names and know them personally. we thought with a smaller number, we can sort of control the intimacy and sort of the feel of the community here. In terms of private offices, I believe we have about 10 private offices that range from super small one-person offices to larger 8 to 12-person team offices.
Right. Good. So in terms of kind of, you got into your background, but I want to hear more about your personal passions and your stories on that.
Personal passions. So I love to travel. That's probably my biggest one.
Right.
If I'm not here, I'm off somewhere traveling, backpacking, exploring. Obviously, with running this space, it doesn't give you as much time to be able to go and pick up and travel, but any chance I can, I'll do that. And you'll notice, not to go back to the factory, but you'll notice a lot of the rooms, the private call pods here that we have were influenced by some part of my traveling experience, from Burning Man to my days living in Miami to traveling through South America. Each one has kind of a vibe that's been influenced by my travels.
Right.
I also love cooking, and I love food, and so Austin's a great place from a culinary perspective. A lot of food options. Food truck scene here is insane. What else do I look to do? And I love to meet new people. I mean, this is the perfect atmosphere to be able to meet tons of new people and brainstorm and explore ideas. This is currently my second venture. I love to take ideas and brainstorm and build them into concepts and businesses. And so, I hope to be able to do that for many years to come.
Right. And this would be your second, third venture?
This is my second full venture that's kind of in production mode.
Great.
Yep.
Great. I want to mention you talked about the kind of the bar area or the social area. I think it really has a good vibe, like you're in a nice warm bar.
Yep.
Cheers type of bar. It has this like granite table on it. It's very spacious. And I don't know, can you cook in there?
We cannot cook.
Okay.
That was a tough decision we had to make, whether or not we wanted food to be able to be prepared within the facility.
You love to cook though, so.
Yeah. At the same time, I didn't want to expose a lot of our members to my to my not so good cooking skills. So a lot of the smells would carry over, and it just made sense to kind of separate those. And maybe down the road, the next factory will have a sort of a cooking facility within it.
Well, I think the unique part is you do have kombucha, right?
Yeah, kombucha. It's one of my favorite drinks. It's healthy for you, and it's good for your body.
That's great. So tell us about your future plans a little bit.
Sure. So with regards to this factory, we continue to perfect and improve the model here. We want to make sure all of our members feel like this is their second home. Once we feel like we've perfected this model, we've started looking at other markets, Dallas, Houston, more locations in Austin. And so we hope to take this idea and concept and make it specific to each market that we go into. So this one obviously is perfect for Austin, but we couldn't just take this sort of model and make it a cookie cutter for the next city that we go into. So it's all about exploring the next market, understanding that area, that location, and how we can create an offering that's really going to drive innovation for our next group of members, whether that's in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and so forth.
Right. So you've learned a lot in the first few months. You've kind of.
We've learned a ton here. Not just about running a co-working space, but a lot about our members and who they are and what they're looking for in a space. And it's been nonstop learning, but it's been very, very rewarding.
Good. Well, tell us about some of the challenges you've had kind of in the first few months and what's going to change.
Yeah, I would say the biggest challenge, even before launch, was just getting construction done. Really understanding sort of the dynamic of the building and how you could create a place that lends itself very well to an open co-working space model where people aren't sitting on top of each other and people aren't being affected by other conversations while still promoting creativity and innovation. And so that was one of the biggest challenges. Once the doors opened, we faced several challenges. I don't think any as huge as kind of getting the building done itself.
Those contractors.
The contractors in Austin were difficult. I would say the biggest one is understanding whether or not an individual or a group of individuals are a good fit for our model, because this isn't the right fit for anyone. We can't just open our doors and say, hey, everyone just come on in.
Right.
We do have to, unfortunately, and it goes both ways, understand if the factory would be a good opportunity for their next individual, next group of individuals, or next organization. And so that's one challenge. Fortunately, we haven't had to deal with it too much. Another big one for us has been just operationally, right? Understanding, when snacks are getting low, when do we refill those, and toilet paper, make sure we never run out of toilet paper. That's no fun for anyone.
Yeah.
And so the operational side is a new area for me, but we've been figuring that out pretty quickly. And I've got a very, very strong team behind me with our community manager, Lindsay, and our events and marketing manager, Monica. So they've been phenomenal in helping me get this, this building and the co-working space to where we need it to be.
Good. Well, the industrial feel, I think sometimes people complain about noise because there's not a lot of sound absorbers. Is that a concern yet? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually another challenge that we continue to face. Noise does carry in this big open space, and because we're an industrial building, we've got a lot more steel, a lot more concrete, and so we've been trying to figure out ways to insulate sound. Even in this room, as we speak, you can hear a slight echo. And what can we do artistically to incorporate sound insulation into the walls without it being an eyesore, without having too much just foam stuck to a wall, but rather incorporate some sort of piece that fits the vibe here and also absorbs sound and helps insulate these rooms and walls. So
that's good to just bring in some artistic flavor. I like that idea. I'm
Absolutely.
sure some guys in Austin can help you.
Yeah, there's quite a few here. It's just a matter of finding the right solution.
Yeah, good. So in terms of, I know you've only been here for a few months, do you have any user or co-working testimonials of people that have maybe already been here and grown to a bigger space? Or
Yeah, absolutely. We've got several actually. We've got several that have come here and said, we want to stay here until you guys tear your walls down. And we've had other members come in here knowing that this is a transitional space, and as they're growing and scaling to their next stage and their next chapter in growth. And it's been incredible to see how a lot of these companies come in here and a lot of these members and organizations and just quickly adapt to what we have to offer, and quickly adapt to the community and contribute to the community. With that being said, when they do leave, it's always a tough goodbye. We start to build a bond with these members. Even in a short period of time, we've got one group that's been here since day one, and we know they're leaving in 3 months, and so we're already getting ready for those goodbyes, and it starts to feel like family. So
right.
It's it's always going to be a sort of component to the co-working space.
Good. Okay, so in terms of membership, what's included and what do people kind of rave about?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of my biggest frustrations with my software company when we went to look for office space was that you had your lease, but that wasn't sort of the end all. Then you'd have to go and buy your copy machine. Then you'd have to think about your utilities and your bills. And a lot of times you're signing between a 5 to 10 year lease agreement. What we try to do here is we try to make this as simple and as seamless for our members and for our community, so they don't have to think about anything. It's literally a plug and play. So once you pay for your membership dues, everything's included. Your kombucha, your coffee, your tea, your snacks, your printer, everything. Electricity, of course. We won't charge for that.
Conference rooms included?
And conference rooms are included.
That's good.
So we don't want to nickel and dime anyone. We don't want to have to ask for additional fees to sit in a conference room and take a meeting. That should be included. And so we try to make it as easy for all of our members as possible.
Good. Okay, so some co-working spaces I've been to, they have an event rental and the coworkers need to vacate. How is that going to be addressed here?
Yeah, we'll never ask our members to vacate unless there's a fire, right? So we have, we do have events here. We pride ourselves on the events that we have. It's what we find helps bring our community together. But the space that you see here, the space that's behind me, this is all our dedicated area. So that means our members have access to this 24/7. We're never going to ask them to leave. We're never going to throw an event here. And so our members don't have to worry about their things getting reconfigured or finding a temporary home while we do have an event.
Good. So the events typically may be toward the yoga studio or the social area, right?
Exactly. So areas that are common to almost everyone here, where you're going to find a little bit more high noise levels and a little more high traffic, such as the bar, the yoga studio. Those are the areas that we would designate for events. And of course the exterior, we've got a very lovely exterior to the building where we have bocce ball courts, we have picnic tables outside, a fire pit when it's a little bit chillier outside as well. And so those are the areas that we'll kind of take over when we do have events.
Good. Wow. I didn't know there's so much activity out there.
Yeah.
Bocce ball, ping pong maybe?
Ping pong. So we've struggled with ping pong. We feel it's a little too cliche, but we'll probably end up getting it anyways.
That's good. Well, great, VJ. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Sean. It was great chatting with you.
Great chatting with you. You have any closing remarks?
No, for anyone interested in checking out ATX Factory, I highly encourage you to come by and take a tour, look at the space, and see if it's a fit for you. There's a lot happening in East Austin. There's a lot happening within the walls of the factory, and we'd love to chat with you.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks, Sean.
All right.